All right, now listen up, ladies. I'm about to tell you something that might just save your heart and your mind. See, relationships are tricky, but there are signs, little hints that a man shows you when he's already head over heels for you, even if he's married. And yes, I said married, so pay attention. Number one, he prioritizes you over the chaos. Life is messy, work, kids, obligations. But if he makes time for you, puts you on his calendar like you a VIP, baby, that's a sign. He's showing you that you matter more than the noise. Look, ladies, let me tell you something about a man who's already yours. You see, life doesn't come neat and tidy. It's messy. It's busy. Between work, responsibilities, family, friends, and all the chaos that just shows up out of nowhere, most men get caught up in their own world. And a lot of times they say they care about you, but what does that even mean when all they do is talk? Words are cheap. Anybody can say you're important to me, but actions, that's the real test. A man who's already yours will make you a priority. And I mean really make you a priority, even when it seems impossible. He doesn't just squeeze you in when it's convenient. No, he finds a way to show up, to be present, to make sure you know that out of all the noise in his life, you matter most. Now, let me break this down for you. If a man is married and he's serious about you, he's going to make time. Don't you ever let a man convince you that he's too busy to see you or talk to you. Life is busy for everybody. A man who truly cares will carve out time, even if it's 10 minutes in the middle of a crazy day or a quiet text just to check on you. That's not just effort, that's intentionality. He's showing you that you aren't just another thing on his to-do list. You're someone he values. You're someone he's willing to fight for. You're not an option. You're the priority. And here's the thing, ladies. It's not about big flashy gestures. You don't need him to buy you expensive gifts or take you on some grand vacation to know he's serious. It's in the little stuff, in the consistent moments. Maybe he rearranges his schedule just to be with you. Maybe he calls when he promised he would. Or maybe he shows up when you need him most without being asked. Those are the signs. Those are the actions that speak louder than anything he could ever say. He's telling you without words, you're important. You matter more than the chaos around me. And when a man does that, trust me, it's not a small thing, it's a big deal. Think about it for a second. How many men do you know who will say they care, but when life gets tough, you barely hear from them? A man who's already yours doesn't let the busyness of life get in the way of showing you that you're his priority. He might be juggling work, responsibilities, maybe even family obligations. But when it comes to you, he finds a way to make it happen. He knows that relationships aren't just about the easy days. They're about showing up on the hard days too. He doesn't need to be asked. He doesn't need to be reminded. He just does it. Because caring about you is a choice he makes over and over again, even when it's inconvenient. Ladies, pay attention to how he shows up. Notice whether he finds time for you, even when life is stacked against him. A man who prioritizes you isn't just giving you attention, he's giving you a piece of himself, his time, his energy, and that's sacred. That's the kind of man who's serious, who's invested, who's already yours without ever needing to say it out loud. That effort, that intentionality, that consistency, that's love in action. And when you see that, recognize it, value it, appreciate it, because it doesn't happen by accident. It happens because he's already chosen you even before he said the words. Number two, he listens, really listens, not just nods while scrolling his phone. He remembers details. He remembers what you like, what you hate, what makes you laugh. That right there, that's emotional investment. Now, let me tell you something about listening. And I don't mean that okay kind of listening. I mean the kind of listening that shows a man is genuinely invested in you, that he's not just hearing words, he's absorbing them, storing them up, and letting them shape the way he thinks about you. See, most men, especially married men, are used to running a million miles a minute, thinking about work, bills, kids, deadlines, the next thing on their plate. But when a man is serious about you, when he's already emotionally yours, he stops for a moment. He actually tunes in. He pays attention. He remembers. And that, ladies, is a rare quality. Think about it for a second. How many people do you know who nod along while you're talking, but by the time you finish, they can't even remember what you said? That's not listening. That's waiting for their turn to talk. But a man who's already yours, he doesn't just hear your words. He understands the weight behind them. He notices the tone, the pauses, the things you don't say out loud. He picks up on the little details that make you, well, you. He remembers that you love a certain song, that you hate a particular type of food, that you get anxious when it rains, that your favorite coffee is the one with extra cream and no sugar. And he uses that information not to manipulate you, but to show you that you're seen, that you're valued, that you matter. It's in the small actions that this kind of listening comes alive. Maybe you mentioned a project at work that stressed you out, and a few days later, he asked you how it went. Maybe you complained about a coworker, and he remembers your frustrations and encourages you in just the right way. Maybe you casually mentioned that you like a certain dessert, and the next time you see him, it's waiting for you. That's not coincidence, ladies. That's intention. That's him showing up in your life in a way that goes beyond superficial attention. That's love in action. And here's something important. Listening like this requires effort. It requires patience. It requires setting aside distractions, putting down the phone, closing the laptop, and really focusing on you. A man who does this consistently is saying without words, you're important enough for me to care. You're important enough for me to remember. That's a level of emotional investment that goes deeper than any words he could speak. And when a man treats your thoughts, your feelings, and your words with that kind of respect, you know he's already emotionally committed to you, even if he hasn't said it out loud. Ladies, don't underestimate the power of being heard. Feeling listened to is one of the most intimate, validating experiences you can have. It builds trust, it builds connection, and it builds a foundation that's unshakable. A man who listens isn't just paying attention, he's learning how to love you better every single day. He's creating a bond that can withstand stress, distance, and life's unexpected challenges. So watch closely how he listens. Notice whether he remembers what you say, whether he checks in on the things that matter to you, whether he treats your words like treasure rather than background noise. A man who really listens doesn't just hear you, he gets you. He values you. And that kind of dedication, that kind of care is proof that you're already his. Number 3, he protects you quietly. A man who's already yours won't just talk, he will step in when he needs to, shield you from unnecessary drama, even if no one notices. That's commitment, even if unspoken. Let me tell you something about a man who's already yours protection. And I don't mean the loud, in-your-face, macho kind of protection you see in the movies. I mean the quiet, steady, intentional kind that shows up when no one is watching. This is the kind of protection that tells you, without saying a word, that he cares, that he's committed, that he's already emotionally and mentally invested in you. A man who truly loves and values you doesn't have to parade his devotion for everyone to see. He doesn't need applause or recognition. He just acts. He protects you in ways that are subtle, consistent, and meaningful. Think about it. In real life, chaos shows up every day. It could be work drama, family arguments, judgmental friends, or even strangers who don't understand your worth. A man who is emotionally yours doesn't just stand by and let it happen. He steps in the ways he can without making a show of it. Maybe he diffuses a tense situation before it even reaches you. Maybe he sends a reassuring message when he knows something stressful is about to happen. Maybe he quietly handles things behind the scenes so you don't have to worry. That's real protection, acting in your best interest, even when it's inconvenient, even when it goes unnoticed. And it's not just about shielding you from other people. A man who protects you also protects your heart. He's careful with your feelings. He doesn't play games. He doesn't manipulate. He doesn't throw words around lightly that could hurt you. He respects the emotional space between you, guarding it like it's sacred, because he knows that your trust is valuable. And once broken, it's hard to rebuild. He makes it clear through his actions that your well-being matters as much as his own. That's not something every man can do. That takes maturity, patience, and genuine care. Protection can also mean being a safe place, emotionally and mentally. He's someone you can lean on without hesitation, someone you can share your fears with, your worries, your dreams, knowing he won't judge you, won't belittle you, won't use your vulnerability against you. A man who's already yours understands that emotional safety is just as important as physical safety. And he works every day to make sure you feel that safety, because he knows that love isn't just about passion or excitement. It's about trust, stability, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing someone has your back no matter what. Ladies, pay attention to how he acts when no one else is around. Notice the ways he anticipates problems before they happen. Notice how he steps in subtly, how he supports you without needing recognition. That's the hallmark of a man who's already emotionally and mentally committed to you. He doesn't need to announce it. You can see it in the little gestures, the careful planning, the thoughtfulness that shows he's always considering your best interest. That quiet protection says more than any speech or grand gesture ever could. When a man protects you quietly, he's making a choice every day to prioritize your safety, your well-being, and your peace of mind. He's proving without words that he values you, respects you, and loves you in a way that goes far beyond surface-level affection. And when you see that, when you recognize that consistency, that thoughtfulness, that dedication, you know you're already his. You know he's chosen you, and that choice is being expressed every single day, quietly, steadily, without fanfare. Number 4, he shares his dreams and fears with you. A married man who's serious about you doesn't hide his life. He trusts you with his inner world, his plans, his fears. If he's letting you in, that's loyalty in disguise. Now listen up, ladies, because this one is important. If a man is already yours, he's not going to keep his life locked up behind walls. He's not going to put on a mask and let you guess who he really is. No, a man who's serious about you opens up. He shares his dreams and his fears, and that right there, that's a big deal. That's emotional intimacy, the kind that separates men who are just passing through from men who are truly committed. See, most men are taught to be strong, to hide their vulnerabilities, to show only what's socially acceptable. But a man who trusts you, who's already emotionally yours, isn't afraid to let you in. He lets you see the real him, the part that worries, that hopes, that dreams, that sometimes even doubts himself. And when he does that, it's like he's giving you the keys to his heart. Think about it for a second. How many men do you know who talk about themselves, but only in surface level ways? They'll brag about work, talk about sports, joke about life, but when it comes to their deepest fears, their insecurities, their goals for the future, they clam up. A man who's already emotionally invested in you doesn't do that. He'll tell you about the projects he's been thinking about for months, the dreams he hopes to achieve, and even the doubts that keep him awake at night. He'll ask for your input, your perspective, because he values your opinion. That's not just sharing, it's inclusion. He's saying, without saying it out loud, you're part of my world. You matter in the things I care about most. And let me tell you something, ladies. Sharing fears isn't easy for a man. It takes courage, it takes trust, and it takes love. When he tells you about the things that scare him, it means he trusts you not to judge him, not to belittle him, not to walk away. It means he's putting his heart on the line, showing you that he believes in the connection you share. And when a man does that consistently, day after day, moment after moment. You know, you've got someone who isn't just interested in a fling, he's interested in a life with you, in a bond that can weather storms. Dreams, on the other hand, are just as revealing. A man who shares his aspirations with you is telling you that he envisions a future with you in it. He's including you in the picture he's painting for his life, and that's powerful. He's showing you what he values, what motivates him, and where he's headed. He's saying, I see a life with you, and I want you to be part of it. And if he's married or committed, that makes it even more significant because he's willing to open a door to vulnerability despite all the complications. Ladies, notice how he opens up. Notice whether he talks about his hopes, his fears, his goals, and whether he does it naturally without prompting. Notice if he values your feedback, if he asks for your advice, if he listens to your perspective. That's a man who trusts you. That's a man who's emotionally and mentally invested in you. And let me tell you something. Trust and emotional investment are the cornerstones of a real, lasting connection. When a man shares his dreams and fears, he's not just talking, he's inviting you into his life. He's building intimacy, creating connection, and showing you that you're not just along for the ride. You're part of the journey. And when you recognize that, when you feel that trust and inclusion, you know you're already his. You know, he's chosen to let you into the deepest parts of himself, and that, ladies, is priceless. And number 5, he makes you feel like a queen, period. When a man is already yours, he doesn't just say it, he shows it. He makes you laugh when life is heavy. He celebrates your wins. He shows respect when others might not. That's the crown you wear in his eyes. Now, ladies, let me tell you something that is plain and simple. A man who's already yours doesn't just talk about love, he shows it. And he shows it in a way that makes you feel like the most important person in the world. He makes you feel like a queen, not just in the big, flashy moments, but in the everyday, ordinary stuff too. Because here's the truth. Any man can do the grand gestures once in a while. Buy flowers, take you out, post about you online. That's easy. But the man who's already emotionally committed, he makes you feel respected, appreciated, and valued every single day, even when nobody else is watching. That's consistency, and that's what counts. See, making you feel like a queen isn't about money or material things. It's about thoughtfulness, consideration, and respect. It's in the little things, opening doors, remembering your preferences, supporting your dreams, and celebrating your wins. It's making an effort to make your life easier, your days brighter, your heart lighter. It's him noticing when you're having a bad day and going out of his way to lift your spirits. It's telling you, without being asked, that you are loved, cherished, and admired. That's what it means to feel like a queen in someone's eyes. And let me tell you something else. A man who makes you feel like a queen does it consistently, not just when it suits him. He doesn't ignore you when life gets hectic, and he doesn't put you on the back burner when he's busy. He knows that respect, love, and appreciation aren't one-time actions. They're habits, choices he makes every day. When he laughs with you, listens to you, supports you, and protects you, he's reinforcing your value in his life. He's showing through action and intention that you matter more than anything else around him. That's not charm, that's commitment. And it goes beyond just making you feel good. It's about showing the world that you matter. When he introduces you to friends and family, when he speaks about you with pride, when he defends you from negativity or gossip, he's demonstrating loyalty. He's making sure that your value is recognized, not just by him, but by everyone who matters. That kind of man elevates you without making it seem like a performance. He doesn't need praise for it because the act itself is natural to him. He knows your worth and treats you accordingly. But here's the kicker, ladies. This isn't about perfection. He doesn't have to get it right every single time. What matters is the consistency of intention. Even when he slips up, the way he comes back, apologizes, and makes things right shows that his respect and love for you are real. A man who's already yours won't let small mistakes diminish your value in his eyes. He keeps building you up, keeps making you feel special, and keeps showing that you are the center of his affection and attention. That, my friends, is the mark of a man who's emotionally invested, committed, and yours in every sense that matters. When a man makes you feel like a queen, it's not about grandeur, it's about heart. It's about respect, care, attention, and love that's demonstrated consistently. It's the feeling of being seen, appreciated, and prioritized in ways that go beyond words. That's how you know he's already yours. You can see it, feel it, and trust it in the way he treats you every single day. And when you recognize that, you know you've got a man who isn't just present for a moment, he's present for life. And number 5, he makes you feel like a queen, period. When a man is already yours, he doesn't just say it, he shows it. He makes you laugh when life is heavy. He celebrates your wins. He shows respect when others might not. That's the crown you wear in his eyes.